So yeah, just right here, class archives, and I just post the classes really. Again, so let's take a look at that analysis, right? What happened today on the markets? That sell that we took and we called out. So basically, I explained my entry, or that was that's the alert. My bad. Here's the alert. Yeah, right there. So that was a sell taken today. This was basically the entire anticipated move. Let me show you what actually happened, right? Again, this was before we called it out. What was that on the 4 hour? Okay, I just want to show you exactly what ended up happening on the pound.
They're dating a new girl every week.
Or on the not pound yen. Well, I don't know who that is, but please mute yourself. Thank you. Oh my God, the Zoom is freaking out. Let me just make it small. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, this thing obviously, right, totally smashed our price target really nicely, right? I mean, it came down to basically where we expected it to go. It even it actually came back up. At this point, we kind of got out of the trade because we were already up like 10%. I was like, hey, you know what, like whatever. 10%, by the way, is what was that? I risked 100 to make 1,000. So what is that? An 1,000% return? Does anyone know how that works? How does that work in stocks? Is that considered 1,000% return? If I risked $100 to make 1,000, how does that work? Does anyone know? Like in Forex, it's 10%. I don't know how that translates to stocks. Oh, somebody wrote it in the chat. Let's see. That's right, 10 times. So it's like it's no, that's in Forex. I don't know how it works. Is that 1,000% return or 100% return? I don't even know. I don't know what the math is on that. I know it's 10% gains, right? Because I was risking 1% of my account. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, I'm expecting continued sells, right? I mean, we basically did some analysis. Like, this thing could really drop here, right? I mean, but here's the thing that I kind of wanted to point out. Today we got pretty bad news on the dollar at 10 a.m., but it didn't really move, right? I mean, the dollar. Let's take a look at the dollar real quick. And for those of you who don't know, I say this every single class. How many people are in this class right now? Let's see. Only 6 people. Okay, not a big deal. But every class I say this, right? Definitely, it's very important to know as a trader in general of any market, even crypto, right? You think crypto is its own thing? No, it's really not. Any trader needs to know what's happening with the dollar. Probably the most important currency that exists in the world, right? You need to know. That being said, we did have that unmitigated order block. At this point, I'm looking at sells on the dollar, right? We're looking at a pretty weak dollar. We made that cup and handle and that kind of like shitty price action bullshit that it's kind of doing right now. It's just making a rounding top on the 4 hour. I mean, this thing's gonna really drop down here. I'm looking for at this point buys for tomorrow. I'm still looking for that opportunity. Yeah, by the way, if you guys want to get your stocks ready, right, your tickers, you can send them in the chat and I'll take a look at those ASAP. But I'm just going over, for anyone who's interested in currencies and wants to learn more, there is that course that we have for free that I've basically where is it? Oh, it's Class Archives, my bad. In the old group, there's a group, the Primetime Forex group. I had like a course in there, but a lot of videos, really going over everything. Really recommend it. Obviously, there is also the mentorship. I'm not going to talk about so much, but if you're interested in learning more, you can reach out to me and I can help you there. But yeah, send me some tickers, guys. I can help you guys out with your stocks. I can take a look at some puts and calls for tomorrow, give you guys my opinion on, where smart money is buying and selling and all that fun stuff. But if not, then I would just keep looking at the dollar and what I believe is going to happen economics wise, looking forward in our future, right? I mean, pretty obvious that we're in a bear trend, right? I mean, it looks bullish, right? But it's really not. We just came to fulfill some demand zones that we left back here. I am looking at this as a higher target. I mean, we never got this liquidity ran. I mean, just because there is an open liquidity area up here doesn't mean that it has to necessarily get ran, right? Smart money doesn't necessarily work like that. There is no guarantee in this market. Nothing's 100%. That's the point, right? You can't just because there's a supply zone that was unmitigated right here, it doesn't necessarily mean. Would it happen? It could, but I mean, right now we're gonna see some kind of regressal, I guess, reversal, whatever you want to call it, of price back down. I think even below, never even reaching that area. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I could be very wrong, but it looks to me kind of bearish. But But the thing about the dollar is that the dollar is probably arguably the most stubborn currency that exists ever, period. Very stubborn, right? And that's something that we know. The dollar picks a direction, it just stays in it's insane. Like, I mean, just look at this thing, right? It wanted to go up, every chance to go down, and it just like kept going up, didn't care about logic, didn't care about liquidation, didn't care about imbalances. It just wanted to go up. And that's just what it did. It really has no from a dollar trader, like as someone that actually trades this stuff, I'm telling you guys, the dollar just does whatever it wants. It's actually kind of funny how it just doesn't care about any normal logical like setups, trend lines, fibs, ATR, whatever the hell you guys use, right? I mean, it just doesn't care about any of that stuff. It just goes wherever it wants. You just have to know where it's going to. Yeah, let me close this stuff. It's kind of yeah, but yo, guys, send me some tickers. Like, come on. I know you guys don't care about Forex. So I mean, at least use this time to, you know, I mean, that's what I trade. I mean, I made my money today, right? I'm not complaining, thank God, right? But for me, I think stocks, yeah, I think Forex is a lot better. But that's my opinion, right? But I'm down to help you guys, with stocks, it doesn't really matter. I want to look at crypto. I haven't taken a look at crypto in a while. Look at Bitcoin. This is a question I've been asked many, many times in the class, which is, what are your opinions on Bitcoin? I mean, just looking at it face value, right? Bitcoin, I mean, it's kind of slumping, right? I mean, we all know what's happening with crypto. The crypto market is a pretty big failure right now. I mean, that's pretty unarguable. Most people have actually left, right? Institutions, the Bitcoin became like just in this kind of zone. I mean, if you want to take a look at it this way, right? I mean, just take a look at this zone, how it's repeating itself. So we have this area where it reached. Now, I believe that now we're in this kind of ranging zone. I think the breakout, I mean, look at this, right? I mean, we had this move down and it just failed. It went down to 28. Perfect buy opportunity down here, by the way. And just look how it just, I mean, look at the structure, guys. Tell me yourselves. I know you guys are not, someone raised their hand. Oh, the chat, my bad. PLTR, CNST. Okay, I will take a look at those. Let me just finish the Bitcoin analysis. I mean, just take a look at this, right? Honestly, guys, like secret, it's gonna go up. I think it's gonna go up. I'm definitely not bearish on Bitcoin at all. Very interesting. So let's take a look at your stocks that you guys wanted me to check out. Can you elaborate why you prefer Forex over stocks? Yep, no problem. Many reasons. I would like to answer that actually if I may. If you guys don't leave me alive in the chat, basically the Forex market cycle is just, here's the thing. I mean, stocks are just so much more manipulated than Forex at the end of the day, right? Forex, any currency pair, I don't really care what it is, Euro USD, pound yen, whatever the hell you want to trade, right? It's always going to be like this. Let me draw it off for you. It's always going like this. Always. Any currency, I don't really care what it is. It's always going to follow that snake pattern, which is, that's why technically speaking, you can never lose in Forex. Like, what does that mean, right? Let's say that you took a sell right here, right? And it went up against you and you never sold. You're a stubborn asshole. You're like, F this, I'm never selling. I don't care. I'm only going to take profits only. Eventually, the market will come and give you those profits. It never goes up and flies away. I mean, let me just show you, right, on the monthly on New Zealand yen. Let me just show you guys this stuff. This was from a class previously, right? But I mean, just look how it goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You guys see what I mean? Like, it's just going from orders from one order to the next. And when you're trading market maker, right, you're trading Composite Man, you're trading Wyckoff, you're trading all this smart money concepts, you start to learn about bank orders and you're just following the banks from one closing of orders to another. And you're just trading smart money. There's no bullshit Wall Street bets getting in the way, right? AMC. I mean, we all know what happened there, right? That's a complete manipulation. There was no anticipation for that. There was really no way of knowing unless you were in the group yourself, right? There was no way you would know that was going to happen. I mean, stocks just, let me just compare the price action of this here on the 15-minute, right? I mean, look at the liquidity. Like there's it's such a highly liquid currency, right? I mean, it just, there's no gaps. It's not disgusting price action. Now, just for comparison, let's take a look at one of the stocks you guys recommended me. PLTR, okay, Palantir. Let's take a look at one of those stocks. Why not? Fuck it, right? Let's take a look. PLTR, I'm pretty sure I've checked out that stock in the past. Piton, that's not the one we want. PLTR, I'm pretty sure I've looked at this before. I guess not, whatever, screw it, right? Let's take a look. PLTR, Palantir. Oh, Palantir, I'm saying that wrong, my bad. I mean, say what you want, right? Oh, it's not that bad, or it could be better. But I mean, just look at these gaps, right? Let's say you were like, let's say your stop loss was below this low, you will get slipped. You will have got slipped, right? That's a slip right there. What is slippage? For those of you who don't know, slippage means that the market is moving so fast that your stop loss gets slipped. Just because you have a stop loss there doesn't mean it's going to get hit and close you out. It's going to get filled the next available price, which was, let's say you sold at 26.23 or 26.20, whatever. The next available price was 26. So, I mean, I guess it's only 0.2 ticks, but like, I guess it isn't that bad of a stock, but still, it's just a lot more predictable. It's a lot easier to trade, and it's less work. I mean, I just think options are very difficult to understand. I don't think I'm a genius. I think that I'm a semi-intelligent individual, and the fact that I can understand the basics of Forex and explain it in a very simple way to my students as well as to myself just makes it easier for me to trade. I just don't prefer stocks at all. I'd rather stick with Forex. That's what I'm good at, and I just find it a lot easier. So that's it for Forex. For the basics, right? Obviously, there's more to it. I can elaborate for hours, but we're not going to get into that right now. Okay. Awesome explanation. Thank you. You're welcome. I hope that was good for you. Okay, so let's take a look at Palantir, right? On the 15-minute. Let's take a look at actually on the 1 hour, or maybe on the 4 hour would be even better. So the thing with Palantir, right? I mean, this was, again, we want to talk about manipulations, right? Like for Jordan, who asked, you want to talk about stocks, right? I mean, this was basically a pretty nice, I think Trackdolf sent it in the chat. This is a pretty nice pump and dump, right? I mean, this really pumped. I remember everyone was doing Palantir options, pumped and then dumped. I mean, just clear manipulation. This isn't normal price action. This is hype meme stocks, right? I just rather put my money in something that I can actually anticipate. Forex just gives you those opportunities that stocks just don't. I'm sorry to say, I'm not trying to hit on stocks. Forex is superior in my opinion. But yeah, definitely with Palantir, it did make that ultimate low down here, right? That absolute low, I call it. It just refused, right, to move below this resistance that we had here, right? This support, whatever you want to call it, acted as support, really bounced off that high that we had previously. This order block acted as a pretty nice level of support, and the market just kind of yeeted back up here. Made some pretty nice creek moves, right? Creek being a thing in Wyckoff. I'm not going to go over that right now. That's more in the mentorship. But that being said, right, we had that little crawling up of price just to be sold again. Very bearish. I would be looking only for puts. Who asked that? I think Palantir was asked by Kevin. Kevin, I would not be looking for any buy opportunities at this point in time. I'll be looking for very obvious sells. It looks very likely that it's going to continue moving down. I wouldn't look at this as a buy. It could be, right? It could just reverse. It's under the moving average. It's kind of like just moving down. It's moving back up a little bit. I don't expect this thing to go back up to those highs. I think this is a shit stock. And if you're looking to sell, then go right ahead, because I wouldn't be looking for any calls. Hope that was a good analysis for you. That's just on the 4 hour. I can already tell that this is a bear market. And the last one that was sent to us today was CNST. Okay, I will take a look at that. Again, send me more tickers if you guys want. If not, then I will be answering some more questions, maybe showing you guys some analysis and showing you guys how I prepare for tomorrow's trading session and going over news as well. Wow. By the way, this is on the 4 hour. Okay, so I can tell you right off the bat, very disgusting price action. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? The price action on this thing, very disgusting. I don't know if you're just doing options on this, because I mean, this was like an options controlled market, right? Everyone's just buying and selling contracts. Like, I mean, there's no really sense of direction. It's just really manipulated, it looks. I mean, there's really no institutional players in this thing. I mean, just look at how the price action formed. Like, what the fuck is this? Like what the hell? Can someone explain this to me? Like, I really don't know how you define this kind of move. This is a pump and dump. This thing's about to collapse. I mean, the market just can't do that, right? I mean, guys, this is on the four. Let me remove the EMA real quick here. Guys, like, come on, please. Like, this is on the 4-hour chart, like there's literally a huge liquidity gap here. Like, there's no way you're buying. I mean, if you bought that move, like, holy fuck, right? You made a ton of money, but like, there's no way that price will, this is not a real stock. I mean, please tell me that. Like, please tell me in the chat or unmute yourself, whatever, that this is not a real stock and that you're just looking for puts at this point or whatever, right? That you're just you got in on this move and it was just a meme stock, because this is clearly super manipulated. This is not any price action. Again, you asked why I prefer Forex. Look at this. Like, I mean, it's really disgusting. Like, in terms of as someone who professionally like reads charts for a living, I literally live off of Forex. Like, if I don't know if you guys understand that, I literally trades like all the time, every day. This is probably the worst price action I've ever seen on a stock. Like, I mean, look at that liquidity gap. Like, it's insane. It's about to get filled. I mean, if you're going for puts on this thing, then wow, really good idea. There is no basis in any reality that's going to continue moving up. I could be very wrong, right? The stock market is just super manipulated. But I mean, if you're asking from a technical point of view, first of all, this shouldn't even exist. And now that it does exist, this should be a sell-off. Wow, the stocks you guys send me, wow, just terrible. Yeah, I'm playing options on CNST. I mean, I'm sure you were, right? Because this thing is not any normal price action. I mean, that's not normal, right? I mean, I guess the creek that happened here was, but I mean, we've got a huge explosion here. Definitely looking for puts, right? I mean, I would be Zoom user. I don't know what your name is, but I would be looking for puts, right? Definitely targeting this. This should not exist. The market will correct itself, I hope, right? I mean, I know the Forex market corrects itself. I don't know about stocks, I don't know. I don't know what kind of price action this is. This isn't any indicator. This isn't any normal pattern. This is just straight up manipulation. I would be looking for puts, basically. Yeah, any other stocks? I mean, I have all these stocks here, but most people, I don't want to go over the same stocks that we already have looked at. Look at Ethereum too, by the way. They're all following that same pump and dump method, right? I mean, we're up to like 4K, pumped, dumped, all the whales sold, and it's just kind of bearish. Ethereum is shit. Dogecoin even shittier, and Ethereum Classic is just even worse. Out of all of them, Bitcoin is the best in terms of price action, right? I think Bitcoin has the best chance of recovery. I think these stocks are not stocks. These coins are shit, and crypto is kind of a dead market at this point. I'm sorry, guys. As sad as that is. Gold performed very interesting today, right? I mean, we had that move down on gold. Now it's going back up. I think gold is still kind of bearish in the long term. I mean, we had a pretty nice channel, right? I mean, minus that extremity, we really is been putting in, I think, a bearish market. Even though we had these highs, they just came to fill in these areas here. Now we're seeing these sells, and I just think that at this point we can anticipate continuations of either of those sells. But I mean, we did put in a pretty strong bullish leg here. I don't know. I'd have to really look at the dollar, to be honest with you, right? Definitely the dollar is what's catching my eye at this point. We did come up. We are testing that zone again. And if we're going to break above, we're going to be taking that sell on the yen. Even now, by the way, we do live trading at night for mentorship students. So you can literally, while you're watching this class, watch my analysis, take the same trades as me, and make money at night, which you can't do in the stock market. So, I mean, I guess you have after hours, but I don't know if it's even open right now. I don't even know. Does anyone know if you can trade after hours at this time? It's like, what is it, 8:30? I don't know. I know that you can trade Forex at any time, including right now. So, I mean, I might take some trades later on based on setups that I see. Oh, let me delete that. Yes, get that out of the way. For tomorrow, right? Let's take a look at the news, what we're expecting and what we can anticipate for tomorrow's day. Again, we had the bad ISM news. The PMI was really bad. It worse than expected, but it didn't really impact the dollar so much, even though it should have, but it didn't. So we have this. So we have those jobs. So right, this is basically a jobs report, right? People are going to have their eyes on the job openings, right? The basically the jobs report. We're gonna take a look at that. And we have the FOMC meetings, right? What's happening with FOMC? We're going to discuss inflation. We're going to discuss all these interesting things that happen in our economy, basically. And, that's really going to set the tone for the continuation, right, of our next week and really the general direction of the dollar, right? Because, I mean, if you're going to have a bad FOMC report, we're going to see a potentially weak dollar. I think we're going to see those sells maybe. Maybe we can reach up here again. I don't know. I mean, I know that the job reports should be good. From what I understand, they should be interesting. Again, we do have that area. I think that we're gonna have a nice job reports to really bounce us up here. And if anything, if we get there before the job reports, then we're gonna come clear this area, close it out, and then at that point, right, we're gonna just sell right back down. And that sell is what I'm gonna call out on the forex chat, right? For those of you who don't trade and you just want to you don't understand anything about forex, you guys should really enter that trade that we're going to take. I'm anticipating, but once we clear out this liquidity, we're going to take a huge, I'm talking about massive price dump. It's going to clog up the toilet type of dump, huge. We're talking about it depends on your risk reward, but maybe a 20 to 1, honestly. Oh my God. I'm looking to clear this entire thing, right? This is a 65 to 1, guys. It's insanity. I mean, if we can get that, holy shit, right? I mean, at least at the minimum, these lows down here. I mean, I'm looking to target this whole structure, really. I mean, that's going to be really cool. So let's take a look at the daily, right? I mean, we've been very bearish on the dollar for a very long time, but we knew that this move up is going to happen. We anticipated this move up. What I think is going to happen is that we're going to finally come up, clear out that liquidity, and then just continue on our moves down below, catching all these moves, guys. You know what? Imagine this. What is that? What kind of risk reward is that? 196 to 1. This is again, obviously, we're not gonna catch a 196 to 1, right, guys? Obviously, but I mean, I am looking at this. This is a huge trading opportunity. This could make me potentially tens of thousands of dollars in my current account size. If I were to sell this market tomorrow and never take profit and just let it run for the next 2 months, 3 months, whatever, I can make tens of thousands of dollars, very, very quickly. In terms of not having to work and stuff, it's insane, right? It's absolutely insane. Definitely looking at that opportunity here that's being presented to us on the dollar right now. What does that mean for us on the yen, right? That's what we trade. What does that mean for us? What we're looking for is going to be buys. So again, we're going to be looking for short-term pullbacks on the yen back down to this zone here that we had, that range, right? We have a range here that we know will have some kind of effect on this market tomorrow as we continue those moves up, right? We're going to continue on those moves down, maybe potentially coming back down to these areas down here, maybe getting back to the range. I'm not sure. But I do know that we will be seeing some kind of pullback right now and continuations a little bit lower, and potentially looking for those long-term buys into higher price action, right? What does that mean exactly? It means we're going to see this liquidity run. We're going to see, let's take a look at the weekly on the end real quick. We're going to take a look at basically these highs up here. We're going to see a nice push up on the yen as the dollar will significantly weaken. We're going to see a huge pump on the yen. We're going to take really nice buys here, and it's going to be awesome. Oh, I clicked on my accident. Yeah, I mean, that's really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for buy situations right now. I mean, first we need to get that pullback. It needs to happen, right? We're kind of in the middle of it on the 1 hour. Let me show you guys. I mean, we had that trade that we were in. It's still going down right now. I mean, that's pretty nice, to see that we still have that trade. Obviously, I'm not in it anymore. We took profits around here at 10%. So we made our money for today, but I'm interested maybe in getting again involved and catching this whole leg down, potentially even more so. At this point, I don't think I'm going to trade because I don't want to push my luck. I'm going to get back any money to the market. I'm going to take it easy for today, guys. But if I see an opportunity, I might call it out. I mean, I will call it out on the chat, but definitely looking for opportunities short side for now, very short term. I wouldn't really risk it because we had this big move I really need to see some kind of confirmation from the market that it does in fact want to move lower based on the dollar, based on the yen setup, based on many, many different factors. I would really need to see that unfold, right? But again, all that being said, I think that our analysis was correct, and I think that we eventually will see that sell-off. Obviously, tomorrow we're going to continue looking for sells based on our analysis. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, any other questions for tonight from anyone? More stocks, anything? Yeah. Oh, look at this. Perfect. Look at that. We had a class last weekend. We went over this capstone, and I just anticipated this whole move back down, and basically nicely got it. It never reached the trend line though. It just went back up. Maybe it's. I think it might break out of this trend and continue back up. This looks like a nice buy opportunity. It's only $2. This is a good stock to get in on, by the way. If you guys want for options for calls, I think this might. I mean, I think this thing might really go up. I mean, it looks pretty bullish to me. On the 1 hour. You know, I know it's a little bit short and stuff like the class, but I mean, if nobody has any questions or suggestions for stocks, then I might as well just end the class now. I mean, I'm not gonna go into. Maybe I can look over some price action. Maybe I can explain our trade today a little bit before I go. If you guys want to take a look at that, if you guys are interested. You know, why we entered our trade and what made us enter that and all that stuff. ITRM. Okay, take a look at that for you. It's like a bootleg Ethereum. Jokes. Oh my God, what is this price action? It hurts my eyes to look at this stuff, you know, really, it actually offends me. Oh, this is a disgusting chart. Oh my Lord. Wow, that is. Oh, this is a shit stock. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a penny stock. It's shit. I will tell you one thing, man. It did make some kind of cup handle formation, right? And it's kind of coming back down now. I mean, tell me you're playing options on this, right? This isn't. You're not actually putting money. Like, you're not holding onto this, right? You're trading it. No, you're not playing options, or no, you're not investing in it. I don't know. Please be more specific. I hope you're doing options. I hope that's what you mean. No to. No as in not to investing it, and yes to options. You're not playing options. Wow, you're thinking this is gonna be a reversal. Like, you think this is like a long-term hold type of thing. Okay. Well, let's take a look at it for you, right? At least on the daily, because I'm sure if I drill down to a smaller time frame, I will not be able to read it. I have to take a look at the larger macro moves. I mean, we had this like accumulation, it turned out to be distribution, right? Those moves back up, trying again, buyer's failure, sorry, rather. This would be a buyer's failure setup, continuations lower, this moves up again, traps, moves lower, moves up again, traps, moves lower. What happened here? Now this was a seller trap, moves back up, close out some of these orders up here, moves back down, created a little range, dip down even more, manipulation, failures to move up and break out of this descending trend line that we have, right? Really, really breaking down and grinding down this market, right? We had one more manipulation, right? All those people buying in, getting out quickly, right? And what happens once the move up is done? Everyone gets out, right? Nobody is really a believer in the stock. This is just a manipulated stock at this point. And then everyone gets out up here. What happens? AMC drop, and this nobody cares about the stock anymore. Some people are starting to notice about it. Starts getting some momentum, comes back down because the market wants it to go down. People are getting involved again. That's coming back down. I think that it might go up a little bit and then just keep going down. I mean, I don't really see so much potential, but I want to point out something really interesting. Take a look at the volume, right? I mean, we had this pretty nice volume build up and just a huge. What happened here? There was a huge. Why is this volume candle so big in red? Right? What does that mean? It doesn't mean that there was a lot of sellers. It was a lot of buyers which once everyone got their money out, right, they rode from basically nothing, from $1 to 3. So they like made some money, right? They made like 20% whatever on their options. So they all sold, all the option contracts got sold here, which pushed down the market, right? Push it down, push it down, push it down. And now it's trying to go back up again, and it's got sold. Maybe I'm gonna look at the 4 hour. Maybe I can, maybe on the 1 hour even I can get a better look for what I'm expecting from this thing. Yeah, man. Definitely not looking for anything bullish. This thing, I mean, as a, aside from it being a very ugly stock, right? I mean, it's making like from technical analysis wise, I mean, definitely making some lower highs, right? I mean, just look at that. I wouldn't really anticipate this thing to be super bullish, right? I mean, just take a look at that. I mean, unless you're looking for it to go down, you're saying not even playing options. You're saying you're trying to take this as a long-term hold. I don't know, bro. You know, I know it's making technically some higher highs and stuff, but I think that it's going to keep dropping. It doesn't really look so convincing to me, you know. It doesn't have that much momentum. It's not really backed by anything, and I think that it just price does it all. And at the end of the day, if the price action is looking like that, then you know we're in for a pretty big. Oh, that's a lot better monthly wise. Maybe on the weekly it looks a little bit better. Okay, that's a lot better. At least that's just a chart I can read. Okay, thank you. Thank you, higher time frame gods. So sells, right? Sells. Now, right, it made this kind of pattern here where it made a rounding bottom, right? We had that white call for curve that's selling climax, automatic rally, secondary test, that spring, the higher moves up, maybe some kind of test of that spring down here, and then a potential move up. So maybe actually looking at it now that I can actually read this chart, you know what, this might actually be a potentially nice trade. But if you are going to take that chance, you want to have your stop loss below this low. So somewhere around this area, you want to have your stop loss, because if the market's going to come down and break and grab that low and go below it, then you really have no point in being involved in this market. That's what I think, at least. If you're looking for like a long-term play. So you could invest in this and buy it right now, maybe wait for it to come back down to its final leg. Stop loss below, definitely below down here, because you want to lose your money. And that's it. You know, that's what I would advise you on ITRM. All right, guys, any other things? If you want, I can take a look at today's trade, basically why we did it, even though we have like 5 minutes left. So actually, I'm not even gonna do that. I was giving you guys some last minute chances before I end the stream today.
That's it, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Primer, and where are this one, litro.
Yeah, I do not want to hear that right now. What's this? Thank you for helping patients. Of course, I actually enjoy helping people, and I enjoy teaching people as well. So for me, it's like, it's not a big deal, you know. But yeah, you know, that's really what I would suggest for you, man, on ITRM. If you're looking at any other stocks to play, then you know, you can take a look at that. I actually want to show you guys something that I'm invested in. I don't really trade stocks, like I said, but I do have a portfolio. It's really shit. I wouldn't recommend you guys to trade stocks, but I love AIV. I mean, this thing has been making me so much money. Like, I've just been holding this for such a long time, really from like down here, just holding it, and it's just going up. Beautiful stock. I really like it. I think it's going to keep going up. AIV, very nice, very nice. VAT, right? That's the stock that I bought in, and I am actually holding. So I mean, it did give us some down days, but I think that we can anticipate it for it to keep going up, and eventually we will be seeing some reclaiming of higher highs. I really believe in VAT. I think now is a really good time to get in before it continues up higher and you miss the move. VAT, very beautiful stock. I would really recommend it. I think price action wise, it says it all. Hold long term on AIV. I've been a very nice believer in AIV. I've been holding it for a very long time. It's maybe around like 30% already in gains on my money. So I really like AIV. But I also think that VET, right, this stock that we have here, I really see that long-term potential growth for this. If you guys are looking for like a nice cheap growth stock, I think VET energy, right, is going to have a nice fundamental play in the future. And I also think that eventually we will be seeing a very nice recovery. I mean, just take a look at this, right? I kind of explained this last time, but I really want to show you guys the price action on this thing. What's this? Okay, thanks. You're welcome. Let me show you guys real quick. So we had this move down, right? This super fat sell off. Nobody cares about a VT anymore. Fuck VT, whatever, right? This was like totally shit stock. And now we're here, right? We're at this point where we had that move down, right? We mitigated that order block and bounced off of it and then moved up. Now we're in this kind of bullish trend. And if you look closely, right, the market failed to move down as it moved up higher, moving down, higher, moving down, higher, moving. So basically very slow recovery. But if you're looking for like a 4 or 5 month hold where you just want to see your money, where you're not interested in trading stocks, you just want to hold it, right? I mean, I eventually believe that it's going to do something like this. I just think that eventually we're going to see maybe not like that, like maybe something like this, right? Some kind of pullback down to these areas, into that range that we had, whatever, right? Maybe something like that. But then eventually, I don't know, normal price action, but eventually long term, we're going to see some kind of pullback. Not pullback, I'm sorry, reversal, right, back into those highs and eventually because the thing is, a stock can't keep falling forever. I mean, it just failed to do that, right? I mean, I do believe that it could go up. I really do think that. I mean, there's a lot of volume backing these plays. Although, I mean, as we're moving up, we're seeing a little bit of a decrease in volume. I am a little bit suspicious of VET in terms of potential growth. I mean, I think that, again, I do think that it could, but we would need to see some kind of strength play by it, right? I mean, we're coming back down. We're making some kind of bear structure. I think that right now the move's going to be down, maybe come back down to that supply zone and then bounce off of it and move back up. So, something like that, like those moves down before the big up move. So those sells to buy. But long term, I definitely think that, I think that we are in some kind of uptrending market. I really believe that this thing will continue up. It's just a small pullback before the big move. And then a little bit bigger of a pullback before the bigger move. And then at that point, we're going to be, really making some money on that. Yeah, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. Pretty tired. I woke up pretty early today. Whoever is interested to watch me trade live for free, come tomorrow, open house at 7:30 a.m. I'm going to be trading and showing you guys how to make money on currencies. It's going to be fun. And I'll see you guys there. Bye, guys. Have a good night. You're welcome.